Hello everybody, this is Sean and Catherine here with Monorail Central, and we are aboard the beautiful Disney Magic cruise ship. Today we are going to be taking a full walking tour of the entire Disney Magic cruise ship. You guys seem to really enjoy our walking tour of the Disney Wonder, so we're here on the Magic now. Figured we're going to do the same thing. Point out a couple of the key differences between the two original Magic class ships, and see where the rest of this takes us. So stick around. This video will probably be about 2 hours-ish, similar to the Wonder, maybe a little bit longer. We're going to start things off here on deck 3 in the Atrium, make our way around deck 3, we'll go downstairs a little bit, and then we'll start making our way up the decks. So starting things off here, this is deck 3 midship. This is going to be the primary entry point when you board the Disney Magic. Behind these glass doors here is where you're typically going to enter for the first time upon embarkation of your cruise. Some cruises are going to be different, including ours where we boarded on deck 1. Some cruises board on deck 4. But here we have the absolutely gorgeous lobby atrium. You can see we have all 4 of our elevators here for the midship elevator bank. Off to this corner to the right of where you would typically enter, this is going to be the Port Adventures desk. Any port adventures you have either on Castaway Key or Lookout Key or any of the destinations where you're going to be getting off the ship and then doing an activity you booked through the cruise line's website, this is going to be the help desk for that. You can create new port adventures, you can cancel or adjust them here. And if you have questions about certain port adventures, they do sometimes provide you QR codes. We went to Lookout Key on this sailing, so they have a little QR code here to show you the map of Lookout Key.
And then we have some of the Port Adventures desk full-time employees. We have Mario the Armadillo and Taco and Fajita the Alebrijes. Not sure why they're here. There was not this on the Wonder, and I haven't seen it on any other ship, but I like having them here.
We're gonna make our way into the lobby atrium here. Over here, front and center, is going to be the atrium statue on Disney Magic, which is Helmsman Mickey. Helmsman Mickey is inspired by a piece of artwork from the early 1900s. You have the nice grand staircase that takes you all the way up to deck 4 this way. And then front and center here is going to be Lumiere's, which is one of your 3 primary rotational dining restaurants that you'll find here. Lumiere's is similar to Triton's aboard the Disney Wonder, as well as Royal Court and Royal Palace on the Dream and Fantasy. It is going to be a restaurant typically themed around French cuisine. This one is themed heavily to Beauty and the Beast, hence the term Lumiere's. Normally, you'd be able to go right down this way to the elevator bank, but they currently have these doors closed. And then off over here, this is going to be the port side of the ship. The side where we came in, that is the starboard side. This is going to be port side, and this is where you're going to find the guest services desk. Any questions or any concerns that you have during your cruise, guest services here will be able to address for you. They're all very nice, they're all very helpful. Some seating areas down here as well for casual lounging. We are going to make our way towards the forward of the ship here on deck 3 now. This is going to be the midship elevator bank on deck 3, so you have all 4 of your main elevators here. A fun little note here is that in the common areas of the ship on decks 4, 3, and I think on deck 9, your elevator, the current floor the elevator is on, is going to be noted by this little Mickey hand pointing to the floor number.
That's also in Vibe.
That is also going to be found in Vibe. For whatever reason, they decided to put it there too. This little corridor here between the 2 main staircases is going to take you to deck 3 forward, which is home to After Hours. After Hours is going to be your adult nighttime entertainment district. During the day, they do have a couple of family activities today while we're at Nassau. They are currently using one of the venues for Port Adventure checkout. Here at the after hours on the Disney Magic, you're going to have Fathoms, Keys, and O'Gill's Pub. One thing I really like about the after hours section on the classic Magic class ships is that they have all these portholes lining the hallways, and they are all padded, so you can sit down and lounge here in the portholes and take a look at sea if you're on a sea day, or if you're on a port day like today, you can take a look at either a port, some of your neighboring cruise ships. Right over here is going to be Fathoms. This is going to be the primary entertainment venue for all of your adult activities. This is where you're going to find activities such as Match Your Mate, Magic Quest. They also have some music challenges and trivias. Tonight they're going to do this event called Pop, which is like a pop culture trivia knowledge kind of thing. And right now Fathoms is empty, but at night this gets nice and lively. They have a little bar back there, it is a full bar service. They have servers all around Fathoms taking drink orders. You can go up to the bar as well and place your order with the bar. This is also the venue where you're going to be playing bingo with your family. They host it in Fathoms here on the Wonder. This space was called Azure. Same setup, same general theme. There is another little entrance to Fathoms here. It's going to take you down this hallway. We are now on deck 3, starboard side in the forward of the ship. That's going to take you out here to O'Gill's Pub and Sea Treasures. I'm going to talk a little bit here about Sea Treasures. Sea Treasures is a little bit of a smaller store. It's a little more low-key. Has a lot of the same merchandise that you would find upstairs at the regular merchandise venues. They are currently closed because we're at port. But you can see they have Disney Magic merchandise and some of your typical Disney Cruise Line merchandise as well. This is also where you're going to find some of the merchandise that they're starting to discontinue and phase out. So back there you can see they have this raincoat for Disney Cruise Line. I got one of these on the Wonder, and they are starting to phase that out. So they have it for sale here. Not discounted, unfortunately, but hey, you know, can't always get what you want.
You want to try your hand at Star Wars Advanced Trivia?
Oh, absolutely not. I am not that much of a Star Wars nerd. Right here is going to be O'Gill's Pub, which is the Disney Magic's Irish sports pub. This is somewhat themed to Darby O'Gill, one of the older Disney movies. So here is O'Gill's Pub. They do have another full bar over here, which is currently closed at the time we're filming this. You can see they have a bunch of TV spaces back here. They have ESPN playing. You know, this is where they have March Madness watch parties and everything. Normally they have menus out here for the bar. And then at night, for about 45 minutes to an hour, between like 10:30 and 12 o'clock-ish, they'll have little tapas and hors d'oeuvres served at this station as well. Now, O'Gill's Pub is named after Darby O'Gill from one of the older Walt Disney movies, back when Walt was still around. You can see this fish here. Mr. O'Gill's himself is holding some of the lighting structures around here. They also have the Legend of O'Gill's posted right here in this little framed book with the Ballad of O'Gill's here as well. Very interesting indeed. Lots of theming in O'Gill's Pub. You're also going to find a version of O'Gill's Pub aboard the Disney Fantasy if you're sailing aboard one of the larger ships. Now out here, this is going to be the Deck 3 forward elevator bank. You can see the carpet here is themed to the after hours area. One little interesting thing to note is that in this little martini glass here, you'll notice 2 stars and a crescent moon. This is a little nod to the sorcerer's hat from Mickey in the cartoon Fantasia. And you'll notice here the second star to the right is a little bit larger. They do have public restrooms out front here for the after hours area. So this is where you're going to find the restrooms for Fathoms as well as Gills.
My preferred restrooms.
Yes, these are a little more private restrooms during the day. We are going to cross back over to the port side here just to gather our footing. Down there is where you're going to find the entrance to Fathoms. And then right here is the Disney Magic's piano bar, which is called Keys. I'm going to let you guess why they call it Keys. Spoiler alert, it's because it's a piano bar and it's themed after the piano. Doors are closed right now. I'm just going to go ahead and take a peek inside to see if we're allowed to film at this moment. If not, we'll come back tonight. All right, everybody, welcome back to Keys. It is 7:30 at night on our last day on the cruise. So we're going to take a look over here at Keys. Keys is going to be the piano bar aboard the Disney Magic. You can see it is very heavily themed to grand classical piano with some little piano keys noted and accented right up top. If you are a musical person like I am, you'll notice that the piano keys are in the incorrect order. So piano keys have a black and white pattern of 2 and 3, and you can see here it is 1, 2, and 3. So a little annoying, but oh well, it is what it is. Nice little lounge chairs down here as well. You have a full bar service up here, and then the grand piano right back here in the background. And then on this back wall here, you can see there's some nice little motifs of Mickey Mouse and some sheet music. So that's gonna do it for the after hours section here. We're gonna walk back through deck 3 midship to take you on over to deck 3 aft. In order to do that, we're gonna head over to the port side here, over by guest services, and take you back to deck 3 aft. So continuing down the hallway here on deck 3 midship on the port side, we're going to come to this little area here. Off to the left is going to be one of the second entrances to Lumiere's, the restaurant we saw earlier. This is going to be the accessible entrance. As you may recall, the first entrance in the lobby atrium, you have to access that with stairs. So if you require a wheelchair or another device where you can't get up the stairs, that's okay. They offer you this option to enter the restaurant here as well. A little bit further back, you do see we have a staircase here. This staircase is going to take you up to deck 4 near the shutters area, which we are going to show you a little bit later. Then a little bit further back here, this is going to be one of the common lounges here aboard the Disney Magic called the Soul Cat Lounge. The Soul Cat Lounge is themed around a New York jazz bar from the Disney Pixar movie Soul. So you can see you have nice brick inclusions over here. You have high top bar seatings. Right now they're doing a Learn to Draw Pluto class. They do have a full bar available in the back that does also serve the specialty coffees you can find at places like Cove Cafe.
You are here to learn to draw Pluto. Now,
we're going to continue our way to deck 3 aft here. Deck 3 aft is where you're going to find the second of the Disney Magic's 3 rotational dining restaurants, which is going to be Rapunzel's Royal Table. Now, Rapunzel's Royal Table is one of the rotational dining restaurants themed around the movie Tangled. You're going to be celebrating Rapunzel's birthday during the regular dining event. That's going to be the guaranteed themed dinner that you have on the Disney Magic. This area on the Disney Wonder is going to be where you find Tiana's place. Doing a little bit of walking back here. Lunch service is ending, so I'm going to try my best to get in and out of here real quick. You can see on the ceiling they have all the lanterns from the Lantern Festival. In the back over there is going to be a main stage where they do a bunch of performances and singing throughout the day. And it is quite a large venue. If I had to compare between Tiana's Place in the Wonder and Rapunzel's Royal Table here on the Magic, I definitely think the theming at Rapunzel's Royal Table is much better. So as we leave Rapunzel's Royal Table, we're gonna find our way here to the Deck 3 Aft elevator lobby. There is another public restroom back here for the Soul Cat Lounge and for Rapunzel's Royal Table. On the walls out here, you are going to find some concept art from Disney's Tangled movie out here, which is a nice little nod of theming. If you know anything about the history of the Disney Magic and the Disney Wonder, you'll know that on the Magic, Rapunzel's Royal Table used to be home to two different restaurants. When it was first launched, it was Parrot Key, and then it transitioned over to Carioca's, which was themed to Jose Carioca from the Three Caballeros. And you can still kind of see a little nod here to Parrot Key and Carioca's with some of the artwork they have out by the elevators here. So that is going to do it for Deck 3 aboard the Disney Magic. We're going to make our way downstairs here. We're going to skip Deck 2, and we're going to show you what Deck 1 Aft has to offer. So this is going to be the Deck 1 Aft area. Deck 1 Aft is only going to be used on port days where you're going to be exiting from the aft gangway, which is currently open back there right now, so I'm not really going to show it. But other than an elevator bank and your gangways, there's not much else to do out here. So we're going to make our way up to Deck 2 now. We're going to cover some of the staterooms and different types of categories you're going to find on Deck 2, and then we'll make our way back down to Deck 1 Midship and Deck 1 Forward to show you some of that before we continue. Alright, we have made it to Deck 2 Aft. This is the Deck 2 Aft elevator bank. Deck 2 is going to consist of primarily staterooms. There's also a laundry room on Deck 2, as well as the DVC sales center. We're going to start things off Deck 2 Aft on the starboard side. We're going to follow the staterooms all the way to the back of the ship here, cross over to the port side, and then we're going to make our way forward from here all the way up to Midship. Now, everything from the Deck 2 Aft elevator bank going back to the ship, these are going to be Category 9C Deluxe Ocean View staterooms off to the left here. Any staterooms that are going to be over here to the right of the hallway, these are going to be Category 10C Deluxe Inside staterooms. The Category 9C rooms are going to have one large porthole available for viewing outside. And the Deluxe Inside staterooms here, they are not going to have any portholes. They do have a nice mirror on the inside that's round that resembles a porthole. And the Deluxe Indoor staterooms are going to have the signature split restroom design that Disney Cruise Line pioneered back when these ships first launched. So staterooms 2646 and 2647, these are going to be the last staterooms on Deck 2 Aft. Unlike what the map says, we cannot actually cross over to the port side from here, so we're going to make our way back to the aft elevator bank and head on over to the port side. We've made it back to the Deck 2 Aft elevator bank. We're going to cross on over to the port side here and discuss some of the different stateroom options you are going to find on the port side. We're also going to show you the Deck 2 Laundrette area. So making our way forward from Deck 2 Aft, stateroom 2111 right here is going to start the Category 10B Deluxe Inside staterooms. Only real difference is going to be location on the ship. And then starting with stateroom 2106 over here, and then 2606 on the starboard side, this is going to start the Category 9B Deluxe Ocean View staterooms with one large porthole. And then right across from staterooms 2096 and 2094, here is going to be the Deck 2 Laundrette area. You can do laundry aboard your Disney cruises if you need to do so. The Deck 2 Laundrette has 4 washers and 4 dryers available. You'll notice over here you do also have a wash basin sink that you can also use for hand washing if needed. Off to the left over here is going to be the kiosk that you can use to purchase washing and drying credits, as well as credits to purchase soaps and fabric softeners. All you need to do is tap your Key to the World card or your Disney Band Plus up to the scanner over here, and you can purchase your washing tokens here. For a wash and dryer cycle, it is $3.50 each, and for a laundry product, it is $1.25 each, and those will get charged to your onboard stateroom account. Here is the vending machine that you can use to get Tide powdered laundry detergent as well as Snuggle fabric softener. This laundrette does come with an ironing board available with iron attached to the wall, and they do also give you this little spray bottle with water. And then they do also give you some hangers up here if you wanted to hang up some of the clothes that you did iron. We're going to continue making our way towards the midship area here on deck 2, port side. Here across from stateroom 2058, this here is going to be the deck 2 midship elevator lobby. Between the elevators here, not open at the moment, is going to be the Disney Vacation Club sales office. So if you fell victim to the Disney Vacation Club sales pitch like I did 5 years ago, I'm just kidding, you're not really a victim. I love Disney Vacation Club. They'll take you into their offices right back here, and you can purchase a Disney Vacation Club contract. I don't have much else to say other than if you would like more information, you can contact a Disney Vacation Club guide. We're going to continue over here to the starboard side and take a look at some of the staterooms that are offered more forward on deck 2. So right here, stateroom 2556, and then on the port side, which is 2056, these are going to carry over the category 9B deluxe ocean view staterooms with large portholes. As we make our way closer to the forward of the ship, we're going to come over here to stateroom 2547. This is going to continue on with the category 10B deluxe inside stateroom with the split bathroom setup. Now beginning with stateroom 2540 over here and then 2040 on the port side, this is going to begin the category 9C deluxe ocean view stateroom with large porthole. Again, really no main difference in the rooms themselves. It is more just location on the ship. And then across from stateroom 2528 and 2526 over here, this is going to be the deck 2 forward elevator bank. I'm going to cross back over to the port side one more time just to go over the different types of staterooms that you can find forward of the deck 2 forward elevator lobby. Starting with stateroom 2021 over here on deck 2 forward port side. Any inside stateroom forward of the forward elevator lobby is going to be a category 11C standard inside stateroom. The difference between the standard inside staterooms and the deluxe inside staterooms is that the standard inside staterooms only have one combined bathroom, so you do not have the split bathroom setup that Disney Cruise Line pioneered with their deluxe staterooms. And then this is as far forward on deck 2 I can get. Right here, stateroom 2000 on the starboard side. That's going to be stateroom 2500. I'm going to make my way back to the deck 2 forward elevator bank, and we're going to head back downstairs to deck 1 forward to show you what deck 1 has to offer. straight down here, this is going to be deck 1 forward. Deck 1 forward is where you're going to find the second of your deck 1 gangways. Today at Nassau, this gangway is not currently in use. So we're gonna take another closer look down here. Deck 1 forward is also where you are going to find the onboard health center. So if you are sick to a point where you need to visit the health center, this is where it's going to be. It's going to be right back here. Now the health center is currently closed as I am filming this, but you can come right back this way if you do need to visit the health center. It is going to be right back here beyond these doors. The health center, which is good to note, they do offer complimentary motion sickness medicine if you are someone that suffers from motion sickness, or if you don't normally suffer from motion sickness and you find yourself succumbing to it. They do provide this for you complimentary. You don't have to purchase it at the gift shop. And they do give you some little papers to help you try and mitigate your motion sickness. They do also have a phone here if you need to contact someone in case of emergency. And I do have the health center hours posted outside the door as well. Now right here outside the deck 1 forward elevator bank, if you come over this way on the port side, there are staterooms on deck 1 aboard the Disney Magic and the Disney Wonder. There's not a lot of staterooms down here, but I am going to show you a couple of these staterooms just so you can get a sense of where you can find these on the ship. Now here on deck 1, starting with stateroom 1030, this is going to be a category 9D deluxe ocean view stateroom. All of the staterooms on deck 1 come with small portholes. A majority of them come with 2 small portholes on either side of each other. There are a couple that only have 1 small porthole. And then all of the inside staterooms on deck 1, these are going to be category 10C deluxe inside staterooms. All of these staterooms continue down to deck 1 midship, and then there are a couple behind the deck 10, or the deck 1, excuse me, midship elevator bank. So I'm going to go ahead and show you all of those here right now. Right outside stateroom 1056 here, this is going to be the deck 1 midship elevator bank. There is no gangway deck 1 midship on the Disney Magic or Disney Wonder. So all this is going to be access to are the deck 1 staterooms, which are staterooms 1030 to 1079. We're going to take you all the way back here to stateroom 1079 just to show you what that area looks like. And then here we are. This is the end of the guest accessible hallways here on deck 1 port side, stateroom 1078 and stateroom 1079. These are going to be the last guest staterooms. There is also another stateroom down here, 1287. I believe this is either an accessible stateroom or just a backup stateroom in case something goes wrong with somebody's room. And then back there is crew members only. We don't go back there. So that is it for deck 1 aboard the Disney Magic. We're going to head back upstairs to deck 3 midship, and we are going to take you up to decks 4 and 5. So we have made it back here to deck 3 midship right in front of Lumiere's. We're going to head up to deck 4 midship here using the grand staircase, which is open for once. This staircase is usually closed either due to an event or due to something that they are doing on the deck 3 atrium course level. So we have made it here. This is going to be deck 4 midship. This is the port side here. We're going to make our way forward here. Deck 4 portside is going to be home to our friends at the Disney Vacation Club Discovery Desk. If you're a DVC member, like Catherine and I, you can meet with some of our DVC friends here and they will give you some complimentary gifts just for being a Vacation Club member. Now this here is going to be the Deck 4 Midship elevator bank. You do have public restrooms on either side of the staircase. Port side is going to be the men's room. Starboard side is going to be the ladies' room. There is a little overlook here between the two elevator shafts on Deck 4 Midship that you can use to get a nice, elegant view of the lobby atrium. And you get a pretty decent view of the lobby atrium chandelier, which was just recently refurbished during this cruise. Fortunately, it was an unplanned refurbishment, but nonetheless, they did a fantastic job making this look show ready during our stay. We are going to make our way forward here on Deck 4 between the two staircases here. This is going to take you to the Disney Magic's main shopping center and to the Walt Disney Theater. Now right here on the left, this is going to be the port side. This is a shop called Mickey's Mainsail. It is not currently open because we are at port right now, but Mickey's Mainsail is going to be kind of your typical Disney gift shop. They have toys available for purchase, stuffed animals. This is where you're going to find all your pirate merchandise. They do have some Disney Cruise Line merchandise in here. A lot of it is actually really nice. This is probably one of the best merchandise cruises that I have seen, other than, of course, Alaska. You can see they have Captain Mickey and Captain Minnie merchandise over here. Mickey's Mainsail is also where you're going to find all of your children's t-shirts and clothes. So if I zoom in a little bit, you can see back in that corner on the right side, they have all of the adult and kids tees. Here they have some more Disney Cruise Line merchandise. They also have some snacks available, same snacks that you can find in the parks. Now on the starboard side is going to be the other store, which is called Whitecaps. Whitecaps does cater more towards the adults cruising on the ship. They have more upscale clothes. They have Tommy Bahamas. This is also where you're going to find your lug bags, your Dooney and Burke bags. They have homewares in the store as well. Back there is also where you're going to find some jewelry. That's where you're going to find your Pandora outside of the standard Diamonds International merchandise they have. The Disney Magic also offers artwork for sale in Whitecaps. Whitecaps is also where you are going to find your ship models, if you are into collecting ship models, as well as your lobby atrium statues as well. You can purchase those here at Whitecaps. Continuing forward past the merchandise shops here, this is going to be the Preludes and Walt Disney Theater area. They do have a nice little seating area right here outside the shops. This is where you would typically find a nice portrait of the man himself, Walter Elias Disney. Right now they have a photo op right now. I assume Mirabelle and Bruno are going to come out and do a quick little meet and greet, so they have a photo backdrop here. Now on either side of this wall here outside the Walt Disney Theater, you are going to have a little store called Preludes. Preludes is only open during show times at the Walt Disney Theater. This is where you're going to find candy and popcorn for sale. They have souvenir popcorn buckets and sippers, and they also have kind of a light bar setup. It is the same both on the port side here and the starboard side. Now right here is where we are going to find the Deck 4 forward elevator lobby. You got your staircase off here to the right. And this is going to be home to the Walt Disney Theater. The Walt Disney Theater is going to be your primary entertainment venue on board the Disney Magic. This is where they have their Broadway style shows. On the Magic, they offer 3 of those shows. Their flagship is going to be Tangled the musical. They also have Twice Charmed, an original twist on the classic Cinderella story. They also have what they're showing tonight, which is Disney Dreams, an enchanted classic. On longer cruises, they sometimes have variety acts. On our 4-night cruise, On the night where they were not doing a musical, they were showing the 2025 remake live action of Snow White. There is unfortunately no filming inside the Walt Disney Theater, so I unfortunately cannot take you in there today. It is important to note though that directly outside the theater on both the port and starboard side, there is a public restroom. Port side is going to be for the men's room. Starboard side is going to be for the ladies' room. Now deck 4 is also going to be home to the outdoor promenade deck, as noted by these clear glass doors right here. So if I open these doors, we can head on out to the promenade deck. This is the promenade deck here on deck 4 forward. This is the port side. This is a jogging track and walking track that goes the entire circumference of the ship here. You can see they have a little sign here that has the jogging direction. If you do 3 complete laps from here, it does equal 1 mile. This track does go all the way around the ship here, so I'm going to take you out over to the forward side of the ship. This area is enclosed and it can get a little bit loud, so apologies if there's any issues with microphone quality. They do house extra life jackets out here, so if for whatever reason you needed to go to your muster station and you needed your life jackets, they do provide you with extra life jackets in case you are unable to get yours. Now right now, unfortunately, because we are docked at port and mooring operation is in progress, we cannot go any further than this at this point. But what is cool on the Disney Magic and the Disney Wonder is that up forward here, you do have access to the mooring stations aboard the Disney Magic. And it's like a nice little behind the scenes look. The classic ships did this, where they kind of tied you into the whole maritime and nautical aspect of cruising. I'm going to overlay some video here from when we were on the Disney Wonder. It's all the same. I've been up there once already, but it is a really cool, really different thing that you don't get to see on a bunch of other different cruise ships. So we're going to make our way on the promenade deck now, on the port side. We're going to head all the way as far aft as we can. I'll show you a couple of the different places that you can enjoy here on the promenade. Now the promenade deck is also going to be home to where a majority of your muster stations are. Muster stations being the place where everyone on the cruise ship meets in case of emergency or in case they need to do head count on the ship. This is also where you're going to be boarding your lifeboats. God forbid you ever have to do that. But this is where you are going to find those assembly stations and your lifeboats. Now right here at Assembly Station J, there is going to be another set of glass doors. We walk through here. That's going to take us right back here to the Deck 4 Midship elevator bank. There is another set of glass doors that will take you to the starboard side of the promenade deck. However, they are currently doing some maintenance work out there, and that is not available for us to explore. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take you back out to the port side. We're going to wrap around as much as we can. As we make our way further aft on the port side of Deck 4, you'll notice here between Assembly Stations L and Assembly Station N, you're going to have deck side shuffleboard, which is currently being utilized by the station over here. You will also see another set of glass doors. We unfortunately can't access this from the outside, but if you are inside, this is where you're going to find the shutters area and the shutters portrait studio. We're going to continue making our way back aft of the ship here. Now right here here at Assembly Station P, you are going to find another set of sliding glass doors here. These are automatic doors. All you have to do, ideally, is walk right up to it. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. They have a hand wave option on this side. And this is going to take you to the Deck 4 Aft elevator lobby. Deck 4 Aft is where you're going to find Animator's Palate behind these doors. Animator's Palate is the final of your 3 rotational dining venues, and this is where you're going to have the night where it's all sketchbook. Everything starts off black and white like a cartoon, and then it evolves into a colorful, full masterpiece. There is another entrance to Deck 4 right over there on the starboard side, but it is currently closed to guests. So, back out to the port side we go. Now right here at Assembly Station P, the further aft we go, you'll notice that the Disney Magic has these white little pods here. Now inside these pods, they are inflatable life rafts. So the lifeboats that are on board the Disney Magic and Disney Wonder, there are enough lifeboats to hold all of the guests on board. Crew and any excess visitors, they will be in these inflatable life rafts. They just go right off the side of the boat. They lower them down using one of these winches right up here, and they inflate. They're bright orange, so they're nice and visible, if, of course, in case there is a catastrophic emergency. There are more life jacket stations available over here. Disney Cruise Line, of course, does provide plenty of life jackets. This is also going to be where you find Assembly Station W, if you are staying far enough aft in the ship. Assembly Station W and X, I believe those are technically inside Animator's Palate. Now Deck 4 Aft does also have some mooring stations here if needed. These are more backup mooring stations. You can kind of see outside to the pier here. The further back we go, this is as far back as we can get on Deck 4's Promenade deck. We are crossing over from the port side to the starboard side, and it just got really cold all of a sudden. I don't know what that's about. Now on the Disney Magic, there is a service animal relief area on board. If you have a service animal with you that needs to use the restroom, this is going to be where you find it. On Deck 4 on the Promenade deck, aft on the starboard side. There are currently no service animals on board right now, so right now it's just a little blank area, but you can see they have a waste disposal bin, and they also have waste bags for your service animal. We're going to continue making our way forward here on Deck 4's starboard side now, try and get as far forward as we possibly can. Well, that's all she wrote for today, guys. They are doing a bunch of maintenance on deck, so the starboard side of the Promenade deck is currently closed. However, you can see right now, they do have some of the lifeboats out and hanging, presumably doing maintenance on them since this entire deck is closed. You can kind of see here how good of care they take with these older ships. The Magic is 26 years old, and they are currently recalking all of the wooden boards after on the Promenade deck. So, unfortunately, we won't be able to see any of Deck 4's starboard side of the Promenade deck, so I'm going to take you back over to Deck 4 port side, and we're going to head back inside, and I'll show you a little bit around the Deck 4 midship area. Alright, we have made it back to Deck 4 aft. There's the elevator bank right there, and there is Animator's Palate right over there. We are going to start making our way back towards the midship area. Right over here, there are some more public restrooms for Animator's Palate. Through these doors here is going to be shutters, as well as Diamonds and Wishes. Now, Diamonds and Wishes is a partnership between Diamonds International and Disney Cruise Line, where they have a limited selection of Diamonds International merchandise available on board. If that's something you'd like to do, duty-free jewelry, you can do that here. Diamonds International does also have an exclusive Disney Cruise Line of jewelry that you can purchase only on board. And a good thing to note, if you have Diamonds International gift cards, they do accept those on board here at Diamonds and Wishes. I confirmed it with a cast member that was working here. So if you're like me and you have $200 worth of Diamonds International gift cards that you're not going to use anywhere else, you can use them here. Now this is going to be Shutters. Shutters is going to be where you find all of these kiosks that have all of your onboard photos. So I can tap my Disneyland Plus here or my Key to the World card to any of these kiosks. And well, right now it's closed, but you can scan this QR code here and you can view all of your onboard photos. The Shutters area does also have this little cashier's desk that you can use to buy frames for your photos. You can buy prints of your photos here. You can also purchase photo memory books over here as well. The Shutters area does continue on out this way. Here is the staircase from Deck 3 Midship that we were showing you earlier. All of these photo kiosks are available for the most part for you to use. Again, I think they're all closed right now because it's the last day of our cruise. Yep, so they're encouraging you to go to the website when you're connected to the DCL Wi-Fi as to not crowd this area, because this area can get crowded on days where they keep Shutters open. Now over here is going to be the Shutters Portrait Studio. Shutters Portrait Studio is a private photo shoot session. You can sit with a photographer or they can take you around the ship, and there are 30-minute sessions each. All of these sessions are free. However, keep in mind, the photos that you take, they are not free. In fact, they are very expensive. Luckily, we were on our honeymoon and they were gifted to us, so I didn't have to shell that money out. But buyer beware, Shutters Portrait Studio is extremely expensive. Now, continuing our way towards the midship on Deck 4 here, something a little bit different from the Disney Wonder. The Disney Magic has here the Vista Art Gallery, where you can view different pieces of Disney Cruise Line related artwork available for sale. I do not know exactly where you can go to make these purchases, but I will put right down here in the bottom of the screen. I'll tell you where you can go to make these art purchases. They also have these little showcases here, just showcasing some of the merchandise you can buy. Here's a close-up model of the Disney Magic ship model and the Helmsman Mickey Atrium statue that you can purchase at Whitecaps. And then right over here is going to be the D Lounge. The D Lounge is going to be another family flex space here aboard the Disney Magic. You can see there's a lot of seating around here. They have some shows. Sometimes they have bingo here. Sometimes they have trivia. But what I've been noticing more recently is that they have a lot of character meet and greets. They have the Encanto celebration here. And they do also have a full bar in the back. I have never ever seen it been utilized though. So again, just keep in mind, this full bar, this area may not be used to its fullest of potential while you're on board. There is another exit back this way from the D Lounge. Right now it is closed, but this will take you right back out to the Deck 4 Midship Lobby Atrium area. Out of the D Lounge now, you can see there is a little bit more of an art selection out here. You can purchase any of this art. They will ship it out to you after your cruise. And then we have made it back out to Deck 4 Midship. We are back at the lobby atrium area. There's this second entrance to D Lounge. Now on the starboard side over here, they do have some additional seatings. This is where you're also going to have a lot of your character meet and greets. The Disney Magic does have this little picture over here of its christening ceremony, originally held in 1998 at Port Canaveral. You can see here Roy E. Disney and his wife Patty were served as the godparents of the Disney Magic. So it's a nice little tribute to the beginnings of the Disney Cruise Line.
Podemos buscar un café que te lo van a hacer. Y ellos.
And we're going to make our way back over to the Deck 4 Midship elevator bank. And we are going to make our way up to Deck 5 Midship. I'll take you over there right now. All right, we have made it to the Deck 5 Midship elevator bank here. Deck 5 Midship is going to be home to the Oceaneer Lab, which is right now currently running open house. So let's head on in here and take a look at the Oceaneer Lab. This is going to be another one of the kids clubs that invites kids ages 3 to 10. Let's see here.
Welcome
they
to
have
Oceaneer Lab.
Yes, thank you. You'll see here they have more of these tap styles similar to what you find at Disney World. Kids can use their Disney bands or Key to the World cards to enter in and check in. And they do have more of these automated hand washing stations here to help keep kids nice, clean, and safe. So the Oceaneer's Lab between the Disney Magic and the Disney Wonder, they are both practically identical. Oceaneer's Lab is more of like an older kids kind of arts and crafts type creation space. You can see they do have games over here. Right here they have Uno. They do have a little ping pong table over here as well, which is really nice to see. They do also have Toy Story playing in the screens all around the Oceaneer Lab. In the back corner over here, this is where the restaurants are going to be. Again, each with their own private stall, as well as the automated hand washing stations. And then in this corner right back here, they do have a water fountain with a bottle refilling station. And making our way to the center of the Oceaneer's Lab here is going to be the main stage. They have like a human-sized checker and chessboard. Right now they have these giant speed stacker cups and hula hoops. They do have another massive screen here that they can use for watching movies or playing games. This little corner over here is the Animator studio. This is pretty similar to what we found here on the Disney Wonder. This is themed to the Walt Disney Animation Studio. It also has some slight theming to the Society of Explorers and Adventurers. And if you're a Disney Parks lore enthusiast, like some people are, I'm not really, you'll find a lot of appreciation in this. Here you have Lord Henry Mystic and Albert. They have a tea party at Mystic Manor, which is the Haunted Mansion equivalent that you can find over in Disneyland Paris. And then over here you can see the Hotel High Tower, which is the Tower of Terror equivalent. I believe that is at Tokyo Disney Sea, if I am not mistaken. You do have a craft studio over here, again, to make some more arts and crafts. And then in the back left corner over here is where you're going to find a lot of video games. They have Toy Story playing over here. They have, I think, a Nintendo Switch right here, as well as over here. And then this section is my favorite over here. This is the Wheelhouse. And the Wheelhouse is going to be a virtual sailing simulator here that you can use to pilot your own boat. You will also be able to pilot a Disney cruise ship. If I can get this working here, I'll show you in a minute. So I can select the Disney Magic here, and I can pilot the Disney Magic casting off from Castaway Cay. I can use this little joystick right here to back away from Castaway Cay, and I can use this little wheel here to steer away. And I already damaged the boat. So, yeah. This is fun. This is my favorite part of the Oceaneer Labs on the ships that have that. And they do also have tablets over here if you want to play some Disney apps. These are similar to what you find at the Oceaneers Club. So that's gonna do it for the Oceaneer's lab. And now we're gonna continue back on with our tour of Deck 5. So making our way out of the Oceaneer's lab, I'm gonna head over here. This is going to be the starboard side of Deck 5 midship. We're gonna take you a little bit aft, and then I'm gonna make my way back towards the forward of the ship. There is a nice little screen on this side here. Right now it is showing the bridge report channel from the TV, so you can see we started out in San Juan, we stopped at Lookout Key, and then today we are at Nassau. This channel has some information about the ship, like your winds, your GPS position, which direction you're facing, how fast you're going in knots, and then if you're patient, you should be able to see there's our close-up location. Since we are at port, it shows us a little bit of a closer zoomed-in view, and then you should also be able to see the different positions of the other cruise ships. Like, yep, you can see here there's a Disney Wonder, there's the Disney Dream, which today is at Fort Lauderdale, and then there's the Disney Treasure, which today I believe is at sea on its way to Castaway Key. They show you the position of the Disney Wonder, how fast it's going. It'll go through all the ships, but I don't have time to show you all that today. Coming out here to Deck 5 midship starboard side, you'll notice over here there's a little gap between this porthole and the porthole that leads to outside. This is a secret tunnel that the kiddos can use to get between the Oceaneer lab up in the forward section to the Oceaneer's club, which is a little bit further down that way, which I'll show you in a bit. So we're gonna head over this way towards Deck 5, the lobby atrium area. This is gonna take us over to the port side. You have some nice little artwork here of some sea creatures. You have seahorses and a sea star here. You do get another close-up look at the lobby chandelier here. All nice and freshly painted and fixed after the mishap that happened earlier this week. You have some seating out here on the port side of the lobby atrium area, and then heading further aft on the ship, this is where we are going to find the second kids club, which is called the Oceaneer's Club. Now the Oceaneer's Club, I believe, is targeted to a little more relaxation and playtime. Again, also for children ages between 3 and 10 years old. Right now, there is no open house for the Oceaneer's Club, but I am going to overlay some video we took earlier right here. Welcome back to the Oceaneer Club. We are back during open house hours. So Catherine and I are going to go ahead and take a little tour here. Once you enter the Oceaneer Club, you have these little tap styles here, similar to what you would find at Walt Disney World. Kiddos can use their Disney bands to tap right on in and check themselves in. You do have these automated hand washing machines down here, down at kid level. All you gotta do is just stick your hand inside and it'll wash your hands with soap, warm water, and then just grab some towels off to the side here as well. I will demonstrate. Feels good on the sunburn. Voila, clean hands. Alright, so the Oceaneer Club, between the Disney Magic and the Disney Wonder, there are a few similarities. One of those similarities is going to be over here to the left, which is Andy's room. Pretty much a life-size replica of what it would be like to be a toy in Andy's bedroom. You see you have a couple of toy chests strewn about. You have a little staircase to take you up to Andy's bed, and then you have the Slinky Dog slide to bring you right back down. I do like how on the Magic, Andy's bed has this fabric comforter material hanging down from the top. I didn't notice that on the Disney Wonder, but it is a nice little touch here. You got Ham and Mr. Potato Head down here. You do have another toy chest down here with Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head pieces available for you to create your own Potato Head figurine, as well as some foam building blocks. And then around Andy's room here, you do have some more of these larger foam style building blocks, assuming so you can make a fort. And they do have movies playing over here on the Game Brain. Right now it looks like they're playing Monsters University. And then there is a Luxo Ball themed little soft padded playmat down here as well. Now making our way out of Andy's room off to the left here, this is going to be Club Disney Junior, which is a little arts and crafts section here themed around Disney Junior and a couple of the properties associated with them. You have Vampirina over there. You have Mickey and the Roadster Racers. Minnie and Daisy are over here as well. You have a little craft board with some magnetic craft pieces. Some pictures of the Muppet Babies, as well as Doc McStuffins. And you can create little arts and crafts projects in here as well. Another screen, again, showing Monsters University. And then Catherine has found some tablets over here. Looks like they have some Disney branded apps available on this iPad. Oh, I remember this game, including Where's My Water, which is a game I have not seen or played in probably 10 years. Well, while I leave Catherine to go do that, we are going to head out of Club Disney Junior over here and into the Marvel Superhero Academy. This is one of the similarities that's shared between the Disney Magic and Disney Wonders Oceaneers clubs. This is another, little event area where Marvel characters will come out and do shows, and they do meet and greets with the kids. They do have another screen in here right now that currently is not showing anything, but they also have a little Xbox Connect device. So I'm sure they have some sort of movement activities in here as well. Some props from the Marvel films, including Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, and then they have a prototype display of the Mark VI Iron Man suit off in the corner, and then one of Captain America's training shields as well. Now making our way out of the Marvel Superhero Academy is going to be the main stage for the Oceaneers Club. Outside of the Marvel Superhero Academy over here is going to be the main stage for the Oceaneers Club. They have dance parties, they have character meet and greets out here. They do also have another large screen, which right now is currently not being utilized. Surrounding the big screen are a couple of books here with some nice little Easter eggs, not alluding to Jake and the Neverland Pirates, Tiana's Place from Princess and the Frog, Monsters University, got Tangled, Cars, Phineas and Ferb, Alice in Wonderland. Off to the left back here is going to be the kids' restroom area, themed to your favorite Pixar pals. You have 5 different stalled restrooms with hand washing stations and paper towels available on the outside here. And then in the back corner off this way, they do have another standard restroom, and they do also have an accessible restroom available for kids who do require a little additional space. And then you do also have a standard sink instead of the automated hand washing station available out here as well. And one thing to note, on top of each of these restroom stalls is going to be a little Luxo ball. When the doors are opened and then they are closed, you'll notice that the light turns on and it will stay lit as long as the door is locked to let youth activities counselors know that there is a child in the restroom. And then the last little area here of the Oceaneers Club is going to be Pixie Hollow. This is another little area where you can create arts and crafts projects. On the Disney Wonder, this area was themed to Wandering Oaken's trading post from the movie Frozen. This is themed around Pixie Hollow from the Tinkerbell movies and all her fairy friends. I like how the little seats here are mushrooms. It's like you're a little fairy in here. So that is the Oceaneers Club aboard the Disney Magic. A couple of similarities but shared between the Magic and Wonder class ships here. A couple of differences. Me personally, I think I enjoyed my time in the Wonders Oceaneer Club a little bit better. And now we're going to continue on with our tour of Deck 5. All right, continuing on with our tour of Deck 5 on the starboard side here, or the port side, excuse me. We're gonna make our way further aft. Right after the Oceaneers Club is going to be the final of the youth activities clubs. This is the It's a Small World Nursery. It's a Small World Nursery is like a little daycare center where children between the age of 6 months old and 2 years old can be dropped off by their parents, and it's like a little babysitting service that they offer on board. This does require advanced booking, and we also cannot enter without having said children. You can kind of see back there behind the window a little bit of what the nursery area looks like, but again, we're not allowed inside because I do not have a child yet. Now past the It's a Small World Nursery, this way is going to be the Buena Vista Theater. The Buena Vista Theater is the Disney Magic's onboard movie theater. It is themed towards the movie theaters of yesteryear, where it's a very deep row. They have a nice big screen here. I believe the 2025 Snow White just finished. So there you go. 2025 Snow White came out last week and they are already showing it on board. That's one of the neat little features that Disney Cruise Line provides, is that you can get first run Disney movies and watch them on board. Yep, that's what they were showing, the 2025 Snow White. Now outside the Buena Vista Theater here, during show times, they do have a popcorn cart out here where you can purchase popcorn. They do sometimes have popcorn buckets and drink sippers out here as well. You can also purchase canned and bottled beers, as well as canned sodas. But why purchase your sodas if you can go up to Deck 9? There is a second entrance to the Buena Vista Theater back here as well. And then farther back here, this is going to be the Deck 5 aft elevator lobby. Now everything behind the Deck 5 aft elevator lobby is going to be different types of staterooms. They do have a public men's room out here and a public women's room right over here. I will be showcasing a couple of the different stateroom types that you'll find in Deck 5 aft. We're going to start over here on the starboard side and we'll go over what is available for you to stay in. Deck 5 aft is going to be home to staterooms 5622 all the way up to 5652. Let's head on down there and take a look at what they have to offer. Now these first couple of staterooms here on Deck 5, this is going to mirror between the starboard side and the port side. 5622 here is going to be a Category 5C deluxe ocean view stateroom with veranda. So you do have a couple of veranda staterooms on Deck 5 here. All of the inside staterooms here, starting with stateroom 5627, they are going to be Category 11B standard inside staterooms. So those are going to be your inside staterooms that only have the singular bathroom. They do not have the split bathroom design. Now starting back here with stateroom 5632, this is going to begin the Category 7A staterooms, which are deluxe ocean view staterooms with navigators verandas. Navigators verandas, if you recall from our channel earlier, they are special enclosed verandas that do not have the clear plexiglass wall that you can overlook out into the ocean. They are also more themed to maritime and navigation. You have a couple of navigational tools. They're really cool. I enjoy that type of stateroom. And then starting with stateroom 5642 here, and then it would be 5142 on the port side. This is going to start the Category 6A staterooms, which are more deluxe ocean view staterooms with verandas. Some of these verandas are white walled, and some of them are also extended verandas. Now 5650 here is going to be one of the last staterooms available. You do have some accessible staterooms back here as well. There's also a staircase that takes you down to some of the muster stations. In this case, this staircase is going to take you down to Animator's Palate. If I head over here towards the port side, you can see there is an aft staircase that will take you all the way up to deck 8. These aftmost staterooms over here are going to be some handicap accessible staterooms. Here you have 5652 and 5152. We're going to make our way over to the port side now. The port side is pretty much identical to what is going to be over on the starboard side, so I'm not going to highlight any more of the stateroom types. We are, however, going to make our way towards the forward of the ship so we can discuss some of the stateroom options you have on deck 5 forward. Alright, so we have made it back to deck 5 midship. We're currently on the port side. There's the midship elevator lobby. We are going to make our way over to the port side, deck 5 forward. This is the only way you can walk to deck 5 forward is on the port side hallway over here. The Disney Magic has some very interesting artwork that is themed around Disney Cruise Line and how the ships were designed, and a couple of statistics. So you can see here, when the Disney Magic was first built, it was 964 feet long, which was just 18 feet short of the Eiffel Tower, and a little bit bigger than the Gateway Arch, taller than the pyramids, and taller than the giant from Mickey and Giantland, and taller than Space Mountain. So, some very interesting seaworthy facts. A couple of other different factoids here. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. You can take a look at it when you come on to Disney Magic for yourselves. So here we are. This is going to be the deck 5 forward elevator lobby here. You have the stairs that'll take you up to deck 10. You have staterooms on either side of the elevator lobby here. That is all you're going to find on deck 5 forward. This is where you're going to find staterooms 5,000 to 5,024 and staterooms 5,500 to 5,524. We're going to take you over to the starboard side here and showcase those kinds of staterooms. Tell you what kind of staterooms are available. So starting off over here, staterooms 5524 to 5520, and on the port side that'll be 5024 to 5020. These are going to be the category 10A deluxe inside staterooms. But what's different about these inside staterooms is that they're not technically inside staterooms because they have a secret porthole. You can see this is our stateroom here, stateroom 5520. You'll be able to see a walking tour of this on our channel as well. They have one large porthole similar to what you would find in the deluxe ocean view staterooms, but these are heavily obstructed. So like for example, our stateroom is obstructed by inflatable life rafts and a lot of the ship's hull and structure material, so they classify them as deluxe inside staterooms. Now, starting with 5518 and all the other staterooms on this right side here going forward, these are going to be category 9A deluxe ocean view staterooms. These are going to be your standard ocean view staterooms with the one large porthole. And then all of the inside staterooms here from 5513 all the way to the forward of the ship, these are going to be category 11B standard inside staterooms. Once again, with only the single bathrooms. They do not have the split bathrooms. And right here with stateroom 5500, this is going to mark the end of guest staterooms. That is the end of the hallway. This is as far forward on deck 5 that we can go. And that's going to wrap it up for deck 5. We're going to head up one deck to deck 6 to show you all the different types of staterooms that are available on deck 6. All right, so we have made it to deck 6 forward here. I'm going to come over to the starboard side. We're going to head forward to take a look at some of the forwardmost staterooms here. Starting with stateroom 6526 right here. 6526 is going to be a Category 9A Deluxe Ocean View stateroom. And that is going to continue all the way down this hallway here. Right here, 6521, this is going to be a Category 11B standard inside stateroom. Once again, the inside staterooms with just the single bathroom, not the split bathroom. Deck 6 on the Magic and the Wonder are a little bit unique, and they are the only decks in the Disney Cruise Line fleet that have inside staterooms that actually go down the middle of the ship. You can tell which staterooms these are because they will be 6,300 staterooms. All of these staterooms here, these are going to be once again Category 11B standard inside staterooms. They go all the way back here to stateroom 6323, and they will continue all the way back this way up to stateroom number 6303. Right over here, stateroom 6303, and we can exit right back out to the regular starboard side hallway over here. It's going to let you out right over here at 6502 and 6500. Now 6500 along with room 6000, these are going to be Category 9A Deluxe Ocean View staterooms. However, these are going to be ADA accessible. Stateroom 6502 and 6504, and then 6002 and 6004 respectively on the port side, these are going to be Category 11B standard inside staterooms. 6506 and 6006 are going to be Category 10A Deluxe inside staterooms. These are going to be the only staterooms on deck 6 that have this secret porthole. You can kind of tell that they're deluxe because they jut out a little bit right here on the hallway, and that is to make room for the split bathroom. 6508 here is going to be a Category 9A Deluxe Ocean View stateroom with standard large porthole. We are going to make our way back over to the deck 6 forward elevator bank, and we'll head on farther aft down the ship. We've made it back over here to the deck 6 forward elevator bank. We are going to continue down the starboard side because there is a laundrette on deck 6, and that is going to be on this starboard side. But just remember, everything that I show you on one side of the ship is also going to translate over to the other side of the ship, so all of these staterooms are going to be the same. The only place where that really will not match up will be on deck 8. I'll go over that a little bit later. So starting here with stateroom 6528 and 6028 on the port side, these are going to be Category 5C Deluxe Ocean View staterooms with veranda. So they'll have a standard plexiglass walled veranda, similar to what you would find on any other cruise ship that has balcony rooms. 6537, this is going to be a Category 11A standard inside stateroom with the single bathroom, not the split. Now starting over here with stateroom 6548, this is going to begin the Category 5B Deluxe Ocean View staterooms with veranda. Really the only difference between Category 5C and Category 5B is going to be your location on the ship. All the inside staterooms over here, they are going to remain Category 11A status. And then right across from stateroom 6558, you're going to have the Midship elevator bank. Now, a little bit of a detour from the staterooms here. Deck 6 Midship is going to be home to the cruise line's wheelchair storage room, as well as a storage room for strollers. And you can see here, there is this absolutely massive mural out here as well. This mural pays homage to classic art styles found from cruising in the early 20s and later 30s. And I think it's really neat that Disney Cruise Line keeps this real nautical vintage feel to the Disney Magic. Also back here in this little room, you can see some of the midship elevator mechanics through these glass windows here. And then these elevators do have glass windows inside as well. And above us, something you can't really see right now, there is similar artwork to what you'd find here. It is different depending on the elevator bank. Here you can see an elevator coming up right now. Hi. That's kind of cool. Decks 7, 8, and 9 do also have viewing platforms for this art mural. Here comes another elevator down right now. It is very interesting. Not a sight you really get to see every day. So we're going to continue on deck 6 starboard side, showing you some more of those staterooms. 6560 is going to continue the category 5B deluxe ocean view staterooms with veranda. This is a little access door to get to that wheelchair room. It is closed right now. I don't know how often they have it open, but on the Wonder, they always had it closed. 6567 is also going to continue the category 11A standard inside stateroom. Across from stateroom 6588 here is going to be the deck 6 laundrette. This is an accessible laundrette. Hello. This laundrette in here has 5 washers and dryers available. And then it has another dryer right down here. This is the accessible dryer. Dryers are going to be on top of these stacked units. Washers are going to be on the bottom. This is why they have one dryer on the floor here for our accessible guests. You have your wash basin over here. You have a little bench, an iron and ironing board in the back corner. Then another spray bottle with some water for ironing. And then another dispenser for detergent and fabric softener sheets. We're going to make our way out of the laundrette and continue our way aft. Continuing our way aft, stateroom 6599 here is going to start the category 11B standard inside staterooms. Once again, only difference really being the location on your ship. And then as we get farther back this way here, stateroom 6608 right here is going to start the category 5C deluxe ocean view staterooms with veranda. And then right here outside of stateroom 6618 is going to be the deck 6 aft elevator lobby. I'm going to make my way over to the port side now just to highlight some of the staterooms in the aft section of deck 6 because there is quite a bit of variety and some more interesting staterooms there. So 6120 here is going to continue on the category 5B deluxe ocean view stateroom with veranda. And as I continue moving aft here, stateroom 6131, that is going to continue the category 11B standard inside staterooms. 6134 here is going to begin the section of category 7A deluxe ocean view staterooms with navigator's veranda. Those once again are the enclosed themed verandas that you can find on the Magic and Wonder class. And then beginning down here at stateroom 6146, this is going to begin the category 7A deluxe ocean view staterooms with veranda. These are going to be the white wall verandas, and then as we get further back, these verandas will also become extended verandas. Stateroom 6150 here is going to be another accessible veranda room. Same here for staterooms 6152 and 6154. And as we come to the back over here, you can see this is that aftmost staircase that we had saw earlier. There's deck 5 down there. And then this goes all the way up to deck 8 or 9, I think deck 8. I'm not going to go back around on deck 6 starboard side. Over here, I'm actually going to go straight up to deck 7 aft. And we are going to get started on deck 7. And we have made it to deck 7 aft. This is the aftmost staircase on the Disney Magic. So there's no elevator bank here. It is just stairs. Back here, a little bit of an interesting history bit on the Disney Magic. Deck 7 used to have a secret sun deck all the way in the aft area that is no longer accessible to the public. It is now an auxiliary generator room. Disney Cruise Line, during the reimaginings of the Disney Magic and Disney Wonder, they had since converted those sun decks to auxiliary generator rooms. So starting from the aftmost section of deck 7, we are going to head over to the port side here to discuss the different types of staterooms available on deck 7. So starting with these aftmost rooms, again, same as the 6th deck, starting with staterooms 71, 38, and moving forward. These are going to be category 6A, deluxe ocean view staterooms with white wall verandas. Stateroom 7129 and all of the inside staterooms here on deck 7 aft, these are going to be category 11A, standard inside staterooms. And then 7128 here all the way to 7118, those are going to be the category 7A, deluxe ocean view staterooms with navigator's veranda. Stateroom 7118 here is going to start the category 5B deluxe ocean view staterooms with veranda. There don't appear to be any interior staterooms on this part of deck 7. Across from stateroom 7108 here, this is going to be the deck 7 aft elevator bank. We're going to make our way over to the starboard side now, and we are going to showcase a couple more staterooms as well as the deck 7 laundrette. 7606 here is going to continue on with the category 5B deluxe ocean view staterooms with veranda. And then right here, starting at stateroom 7592, this is going to start the row of category 5A deluxe ocean view staterooms with veranda. Once again, not much of a difference. Only difference really being location on the ship. Now across from stateroom 7590 here is going to be the deck 7 laundrette, which is the largest laundrette on board the Disney Magic. You have your kiosk here for purchasing washing, drying credits, as well as soap credits. Over in this corner over here, you have your iron and ironing board, as well as your bottle of spray water. You do have a little folding table over here, as well as your soap dispensing center. You do have a wash basin here with available hand washing if necessary. The deck 7 laundrette does come with 7 washers and dryers available for you to use, and therefore is the largest and most available of the laundrettes on board. We are going to continue our way forward here to the deck 7 aft, or excuse me, deck 7 midship elevator bay. We have finally made it to some more inside staterooms, 7567 here, and this entire block of inside staterooms are all going to be category 11A standard inside staterooms. And then right outside stateroom 7548 right here, this is going to be the Deck 7 Midship elevator bank here. We're going to head back over to the port side. I did want to point out, this is one of those viewing platforms for the mural here in Midship. So you can get a pretty good view of pretty much the entire mural here if this is something that you want to observe.
When he was taking pictures.
Now making way back over to the port side, we are going to highlight some of the staterooms available here on Deck 7 Midship, heading all the way up to Deck 7 forward. So stateroom 7046 here is going to continue the category 5A deluxe ocean view staterooms with veranda. And then stateroom 7043 right here, this is going to be a category 11A standard inside stateroom. And then starting right over here with stateroom 7038, this is going to start the category 5B deluxe ocean view staterooms with veranda. And that is going to continue on all the way up to the forward elevator lobby. Across from staterooms 7018 and 7016 is going to be the Deck 7 forward elevator lobby here. I'm going to remain on the port side just to point out a couple of unique staterooms on Deck 7. Now starting here at stateroom 7014, that is going to be the start of the category 9A deluxe ocean view staterooms with large porthole. Now on Deck 7 forward, right here, 7009, this is going to be a category 11A standard inside stateroom. No different from any of the other inside staterooms here on the Disney Magic so far on Deck 7. But 7007 all the way up to 7001, these are going to be category 10A deluxe inside staterooms. These category 10As, however, do not have the secret porthole. Why? Well, because these are actually on the inside of the ship. These staterooms will, however, have the split bathroom. That is what makes them a deluxe inside stateroom. And then Deck 7 forward goes all the way up here to stateroom 7000 and 7001. And we are stopped by a crew members only door. So that means we have to head right on back to the elevator lobby. We are going to make our way up this flight of stairs here to Deck 8 forward. Deck 8 is a pretty unique deck on the Disney Magic because it is a combination of family veranda staterooms and concierge staterooms. So it may get a little complicated here. Apologies if I trip up or if there's a lot of cuts, because I will be going back and forth referencing with my deck plan sheet. So this is the Deck 8 forward elevator lobby here. I'm going to come over here to the starboard side and I'm going to go forward first, because all the rooms from 8514 and 8014 and onward, they're all the same. These are going to be the category 4B deluxe the deluxe family ocean view staterooms with veranda. Now the family ocean view staterooms starting here at 8514 and going all the way down to 8500. These are the staterooms you're going to book if you have 5 kids and you don't want to be booking a concierge stateroom. They have a fold down Murphy bed and they are a little bit longer in square footage. They have a little bit larger verandas, I believe. So everything Deck 8 forward from rooms 8514 or 8014 all the way to 8500 or 8000, those are going to be category 4B deluxe family ocean view staterooms with verandas. And a little fun fact, back here, this is where the navigational bridge is. But I'm not going to go back there because I am not allowed. I like cruising too much to become a potential security risk. So I am going to head back. This is where things are going to start getting a little bit complicated. So I'm going to do my best. All the information that I'm gathering from this is coming directly from Disney Cruise Line's website. I know floor plans are a little different between the Magic and the Wonder, so forgive me if I make a mistake. I will edit it once we get home and I start editing the video. So right here outside the forward elevator lobby in stateroom 8516 and 8016, these are going to be the category 1B concierge 2-bedroom suites with verandas. These are going to be the largest concierge staterooms you get to before you get to the royal suites. You can see these come with doorbells on the outside. There are only 2 of these on each ship. So there's one on the port side and one on the starboard side. Here's the elevator lobby just for reference. I'm gonna head back over to the port side here, and then we can get started on a couple more of these staterooms. So 8018 and 8020, and then 8518 and 8520 on the starboard side. These are going to be some more category 4B deluxe family ocean view staterooms with verandas. Stateroom 8022 and 8522, these are going to be category 1C concierge 1-bedroom staterooms with verandas. These are going to be the next size down from the 2 bedrooms. There are a couple of these on deck 8. This is just the only one in the forward of the ship as far as I know. Stateroom 8024 all the way down to 8028 here. These are going to be the category 2A concierge family ocean view staterooms with verandas. These are just like the category 4Bs, but they have access to the concierge lounge and they have some increased amenities as well. As we make it further down the hallway here, this is where we're going to get to stateroom 8030 and stateroom 8530, which are going to be the Walter E. Disney Suite and the Roy Disney Suite, respectively. Now, these are the grand suites on the Disney Magic and the Disney Wonder. They're very lush, they're very luxurious. I believe they sleep up to 7 guests. It's either 1 or 2 bedrooms. You have a dining table in these rooms. They are amazing, and there's only 2 on each ship. They're absolutely massive staterooms. And that is going to take us here to the deck 8 midship elevator lobby right out this way, where we are going to make our way back over to the starboard side. You can see here you have another one of these observation decks for the mural in midship. And then this is the part where I'm going to have to continue cutting in and out. I apologize for that, but there are a lot of different stateroom types that I have to go over, so forgive me. This is all in the name of information. So these staterooms right outside of the midship elevator banks, 8532 and 8534 on starboard, and then 8032 and 8034 on the port side. These are going to be your category 2A concierge 1-bedroom suites with verandas. They are a different type of 1-bedroom from what I understand. They have a different layout and floor plan, but they are still 1-bedroom suites. We're going to continue making our way towards the aft area here. Staterooms 8536 here is going to restart the category 3A concierge family ocean view staterooms with verandas. And then if we continue going down this way, 8546, which is right down here, this is going to be a category 2B, another concierge 1-bedroom suite with veranda. And then there is going to be another category 2A room down here with stateroom 8548. Stateroom 8550 here is going to be the last of the category 3A concierge family ocean view staterooms with verandas, because this next room, 8552 here, this is going to start another wing of category 4A standard deluxe ocean view staterooms with verandas for families. Again, they all sleep 5, and that is going to continue pretty much for the rest of this deck up until around the aft elevator deck area. So this is where things are going to start coming a little bit different. 8572 and 8574, these are going to be category 4B deluxe deluxe family ocean view staterooms with verandas. This does not mirror over to the port side, because set 8576 here is going to be a category 3A concierge deluxe family ocean view stateroom with veranda, and then 8578 is going to be a category 2B concierge 1-bedroom suite with veranda. And then 8580 here is also going to be a category 2B concierge 1-bedroom suite with veranda. And then that's going to take us here to the deck 8 aft elevator lobby. Now, because there's such a difference in staterooms, I'm actually going to loop all the way around the back to that aftmost staircase, and I'm going to try and detail exactly which stateroom is which. So stateroom 8598 right here is going to be the last of the standard staterooms before we get to this aftmost section of the ship here. Right back here is a little shortcut to the deck 9 pool deck and the cabanas area. It is guest accessible, even though it does kind of look like it's not guest accessible. But you can walk right up to this door and open it. And then this is going to take you right up to cabanas, which we are going to show you a little bit later in this video. And we're going to go all the way around to the farthest aft of the ship here. These right over here are going to be staterooms 8600 and 8602. These are category 2B concierge 1-bedroom suites with veranda. These are going to be the accessible 1-bedroom concierge suites. Right out here though is going to be this aftmost staircase that takes you all the way down to deck 5. And then just like that, stateroom 8102 and stateroom 8100. Once again, category 2B concierge 1-bedroom suites with verandas. They are ADA accessible rooms. That is going to do it for deck 8, a bunch of concierge staterooms. We are now going to make our way up to deck 9 here, and we're going to start the extensive tour of deck 9, which is the pool deck, as well as all of your on-deck offerings, including cabanas and your quick service locations. All right, Promenade. We have made it to deck 9 aft. It is the next day, so it is disembarkation day. So the pool deck and deck 9 is going to be a little bit closed, but I'm going to do my best to show you guys what I can, because the pool deck has been extremely busy the entire cruise. So across from the elevator bank, you do have stairs that will take you right up to deck 10 aft, which is Palo. Deck 9 aft is going to be where you find Cabanas, your onboard buffet. There are 2 entrances. There's one on the starboard side and one on the port side. The starboard side entrance is closed here, but you can see they do also have hand washing stations available outside of Cabanas. It's really important to make sure you keep your hands washed and clean while on board a Disney cruise. We're gonna go on through here and enter Cabanas real quick. Here on the port side. Hi, Catherine. So this here is going to be the inside of Cabanas. They are serving breakfast right now on disembarkation day. Cabanas serves a wide variety of different food items throughout the day. Right now they're serving breakfast, so you have eggs, hash browns, oatmeal. You have your breakfast meats, sausage and bacon. They do have some dinner rolls available, some accoutrements for eggs, including corned beef hash and sauteed mushrooms, roasted tomatoes and asparagus. Over here is where you're going to find breakfast items like pancakes and French toast. Sometimes they have Mickey waffles. Most of the time they have Mickey waffles. You have croissants over here, bagels and spreads and toast. And down here is the fun part. These are going to be all your breakfast pastries. Usually you have a bunch of muffins, croissants and danishes down here. They do have donuts down here as well. During the day down here, they do also have hard ice cream and specialty desserts that rotate throughout your sailing. And then in the cold case here, they do have some other little accoutrements. They have capers and onions, lemon, gravlax. They also have mango and strawberry smoothies and yogurt parfaits available. And then on the Magic, it repeats on the opposite side as well. Filming a little bit here on the quieter side. Cabanas is mirrored on both sides, so everything I show you here is going to translate over to the other side. This little station right here during breakfast is going to serve cereals and different types of milks. They have cartoned apple juices as well. They also offer dairy alternatives. During lunch, this is going to be where you find your shrimp, your crab legs, all your seafood, your raw bars if they have that offered. So this is where you're going to find all of that. And then littered around Cabanas, you are going to find your complimentary beverage stations. So they have your fountain drink stations available. They have hot coffee, hot teas available. They also have juices. This is what they're going to look like over here. See, you get your fountain drinks, you have your juice stand, you have your Joffrey's coffee available here as well, and then you do have quite a selection of teas as well as hot chocolate, if that's something that you enjoy in the very hot Caribbean. There is also a seating area outside in the aftmost section of Cabanas. You can see out here there are plenty of seats available. This seating area can sit between 50 and 60 guests. On either side of the dining area, there are staircases that do take you up to deck 10 aft. And you do get a pretty nice view off the aft of the ship here on most days. Right now, since we're filming this in Fort Lauderdale, it's not too scenic, but on sea days, and especially days where you're docking at Castaway Cay, this really is prime real estate, and you can really enjoy your mornings watching the wake behind the ship or pulling into Castaway Cay. So that was Cabanas Deck 9 aft. We're going to head over here to the starboard side of the ship, and we're going to show you a couple of the areas that you can enjoy up here on the pool deck. Go ahead and get this door open. So this is Deck 9 aft. We're on the starboard side right now. As you can see there, you have the aftmost funnel with the twist and spout water slide coming on out. We're going to start things off in the back corner. Hi, Catherine. This is going to be one of the quick service locations you'll find aboard the Disney Magic, called Daisy's Delights. Daisy's Delights is going to be more of like a produce and kind of like healthy option on deck. They serve sandwiches and build your own salads. They have a soup bar here. They also have fresh fruit available throughout the day when Cabanas isn't open. And this is also where you can find chocolate chip cookies, funny enough, on deck up until around 6 or 5 o'clock-ish. Now back around the back corner of Daisy's Delights here, there is a door that will allow you entrance into Cabanas. So just a little note there, if the front entrance is too busy, you can enter through there. Now this back area here on the pool deck, you'll notice you have a couple of containers here. These are going to be for clean towels. These are going to be for dirty towel disposal. And then you have all of these trash cans and recycling cans and everything littered around the pool deck. There's plenty of places and opportunities for you to properly dispose of your trash. The aftmost part of the pool deck is going to be catered more to the younger kids. Here you have the nephew splash zone, which is like a little splash pad for kids 3 years and younger. You can see here you have Donald's nephews, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Normally during the day they have sprinklers and sprayers all around. And then over here you have what's called the Aqua Lab. You can find something similar to this aboard the Disney Wonder and the Disney Fantasy. The Disney Dream does not have an Aqua Lab area. You have a little tiny pool here that's not too deep for the young kids. And then you have a much larger splash zone off in the back area here, which of course right now is turned off. But you have, you know, little showers. You have these buckets that fill up and they pour over. It's a nice little splash zone for bigger kids in your party. Now back over here is going to be where you find some more of your quick service options. This is going to be called the Duck-In Diner. Duck-In Diner is going to be where you find your typical quick service selections of hot dogs, cheeseburgers, chicken tenders, french fries. They do also have veggie alternatives and pescatarian alternatives as well. This little window here, they also offer chicken and beef and lamb shawarma, which right now is not open. This is something that only the Disney Magic and the Disney Wonder offer, is a build your own shawarma station. Now we have officially made it over to the port side on deck 9 aft. And what's important to know on the port side is that this is where you're going to find your complimentary soda and beverage stations. You can see back here they do have plenty of tables and chairs around the pool deck for you to enjoy food from Duck-In Diner or Daisy's Delights. There is going to be yet another entrance to the Cabanas area in the deck 9 aft elevator bay. You can see you have 4 fountain soda stations here, so plenty of opportunities to fill up on your favorite Coke products. And then you have a hot drink station over here. You have hot chocolate with dispensers for half and half and whole milk. You have your Joffrey's roasted coffee over here. And then you do have your teas. You do have packet hot chocolate if that's your thing. And you also have your sugars, all your sugar substitutes. You have lids. They do also offer you honey and small straws and stirs. Now on the port side next to the Duck-In Diner here, you'll notice that there is a staircase to take you up to deck 10. If you want to head up to deck 10 from this point, there are also public restrooms right over here. I'm going to hop back over to the starboard side so we can showcase a couple more of these on-deck food and beverage options. So we'll go around the Duck-In Diner this way. And then another thing I want to point out is that on the pool deck, Disney Cruise Line does offer these complimentary pool vests available. They're all around. You can see they have plenty of sizes. They even have adult sizes here as well, if you do need an adult size pool vest. You have a hand washing sink over here as well to help keep your hands clean. And then right over here in front of the Duck-In Diner on deck 9 aft, on the starboard side, you have Frozone Treats. Frozone Treats is usually going to be like a smoothie bar. They say they offer Dole Whip, but it's not like actual Dole Whip. It's a mixed drink. So just manage your expectations there. And then right next to Frozone Treats, you're going to have ice cream. which is going to be your complimentary self-serve, soft-serve ice cream station. They always have vanilla and chocolate available, and then they do have a rotating flavor throughout your cruise. On our 4-night voyage, they had pineapple and coconut. They also had mango, blueberry, and banana ice cream. They do have another hand washing station right over here by the ice cream. And then this thing right here, next to ice cream, is a stand called Quacks, which I don't believe Disney Cruise Line uses anymore. On the Dream and the Fantasy, this little quack stand was used. It was like a mixture between hair braiding, and they would sell like pool toys like goggles, small toys. They would also sell swim diapers. But between our cruises on the Magic and the Wonder, combined 14 nights, this stand has not been opened once, so I believe they are getting ready to phase this out. They are doing some construction over here on the Deck 9 Midship starboard side, so I'm going to take you over here to the port side. And as we make our way over to the port side here, we're going to find our final quick service location, which is Pinocchio's Pizzeria. Pinocchio's Pizzeria, as the name might suggest, serves up pizza. It is also a full pool bar for the family pool area as well. And directly across from Pinocchio's Pizzeria here is going to be Goofy's family pool area. Goofy's pool is a nice rectangular pool. It goes down to around 4 feet, I believe, at its deepest point. This is where you're going to find a majority of your deck loungers. And then on either side of Goofy's pool, this is going to be where you find your common hot tub whirlpool spa areas. They have one on each side, on the port side and starboard side. And then you can see they do have plenty of additional seating available over here on this upper deck area. Now in the Goofy's family pool area, attached to the forward funnel here, you'll notice this giant TV screen. That is the Funnel Vision, and the Funnel Vision is going to play your favorite Disney movies throughout your voyage. They have a bunch of variety. We saw things like bedtime stories from Adam Sandler. We also saw like a Goofy movie. They play Muppets Treasure Island on Pirate Night, which is my favorite. And then they have the stage area here, which is where you're going to find most of your onboard entertainment for the pool deck. This is where they have the Sail Away party, and in the Caribbean they have your Pirates deck party here as well. And you may think it's a little bit small, but something interesting to note, there is a covering that covers up the pool area here, and this becomes an extended stage. You can kind of see it right here, right behind this little pool ladder. They do also have gazebos on either side. They sometimes have live music playing out here, and you will also sometimes find character meet and greets at these gazebos as well. You do have staircases on either side of the forward funnel that take you back up to deck 10, but we're not going to do that right now. We're going to take you to deck 9 forward here on the port side, and then they're also going to, and we're going to go ahead and show you the adult area. The forward funnel will also house the deck 9 midship elevator lobby, which I'll go over with you guys in a minute. Deck 9 forward is going to be home to the Quiet Cove adult area. This area is supposed to be reserved for guests 18 and older, but you do quite frequently find guests who are younger than 18 in this area just passing through. Sometimes they stick around too long. Disney does not really do a good job of mitigating that, unfortunately. Quiet Cove area, as you can tell, is a lot more quiet already than the family pool area and the kids splash area. Over here you have the Quiet Cove pool, which is going to be a little bit of a deeper pool. It's around 6 feet deep-ish. And then they do also have hot tubs on either side of the pool, similar to what you would find at Goofy's family pool. Also, on Deck 9 Forward in Quiet Cove, you're going to have the Signals Bar, which is a full pool bar, similar to what you would find at Pinocchio's Pizzeria. This is also where you are going to have all of your mixed drinks prepared if you are ordering drinks on the pool deck. I'm going to backtrack a little bit because we did pass one of my favorite spots on board the Disney Magic, and that is going to be the Cove Cafe. Now this is the Cove Cafe area. This is going to be where you find all your specialty coffees. And they do have a full bar inside here as well, as it is attached to the Signals pool bar. And nice little quiet seating back here. They also do offer individual jams and marmalades, which I think is very interesting. They have additional sugars and sugar substitutes available. And Cove Cafe does have complimentary little pastries available throughout the day as well. These do rotate, so right now they have cinnamon rolls, cranberry slices, and a couple of different muffin and cupcake options. And those are included with your voyage aboard the Disney Magic. It does feel like a much larger space aboard the Magic than it does aboard the Wonder, but it is the same size. Only real difference that I can tell is that the Magic does not have an exit out to the pool bar on this side. This is designated as an emergency exit. And the Magic does have this nice TV on the wall over here that is showing the bridge report for the Disney Magic. So you can see here, they have the weather forecast for today and tomorrow, and they have our previous voyage track from San Juan all the way here to Fort Lauderdale. So that is the Cove Cafe aboard the Disney Magic, and now it's time to continue on to Deck 9 forward. Continuing forward here on Deck 9, there's really no other differences between the port and starboard side, so I'm not really going to show you much over there. You do have a couple more of these staircases that will take you up to Deck 10. Deck 9 forward on the port side is also where you're going to find the designated smoking area aboard the Disney Magic. Now right now we are currently undergoing refueling processes, so I'm not going to be able to take you all the way up there. I was able to film this area on the Disney Wonder, and it's about the same. So I'm just going to overlay some video from the Disney Wonder, and you can see what, basically get an idea of what it looks like there. This is going to be the smoking area on board the Disney Wonder. If you are someone who chooses to smoke or vape, this is where you are allowed to do it. They also allow it on some spaces of Deck 4 on certain days during your sailing. Look around the corner here. This is the smoking deck on Deck 9. You can see they provide you with some chairs this way. They do also provide you with ashtrays on each of these tables. A little hidden gem of the smokers area is this nice view that you get at the forward of the ship. Now here is the Deck 9 forward elevator bank. Deck 9 forward is also where you're going to find the Senses Spa and Salon, as you can tell by the different type of floor here, as well as the carpet with the Senses S motif. Deck 9 forward is also going to be where you find some public restrooms available in this corner here. And then walking up these stairs here is going to take you up to Deck 10. This is where you're going to find the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. And now, unfortunately, Senses Spa and Salon is closed on disembarkation day, but you are going to find the entrance here on Deck 9 forward on the starboard side. I've been inside Senses Spa and Salon on this voyage. It is the exact same as the Disney Wonder, so I am going to overlay some footage from our Disney Wonder cruise a couple months ago, just to show you what the space will look like aboard the Disney Magic. So this is the entrance to the Senses Spa and Salon. They do also sell Elements products here if you enjoy the product that they are using at the spa. I am going to continue going this way. The Senses Spa does also have a fitness center. Hello. If you move forward this way, I'm not going to go too in-depth here with the Senses Spa because there are people in massages and bathing suits, so I don't want to invade their privacy. There's a changing room on this side, women's room also on the other side. And then this is the Senses Fitness Center, where you can come and enjoy a workout while you're here aboard the Disney Wonder. Now, this is a favorite space of mine because the treadmills and ellipticals, they all look over the forward of the ship here. As you can see, you get one heck of a view. And then down here is a little view of the bridge, which is also very interesting. These are amazing views of the ship that you cannot get anywhere else. Now down there you have the employees only pool and the employees only sun deck. And then in the back of the gym over here, they do provide you with some ice water and lemon water. You can grab a banana or an orange. They also have this little cooler here with cold towels available, which is a really nice touch if you've been working out. They also have regular clean towels on this side and a towels disposal bin on that side. The Senses Spa does also have another water fountain out here with a water bottle refilling station available for you to use. And that was Senses Spa and Salon aboard the Disney Magic. We're gonna make our way outside, back onto deck 9 forward. This is going to be the starboard side. And we are almost done here on deck 9. I'm going to make my way back to Midship. And then we're going to explore a little bit of the deck 9 Midship elevator lobby. And we have made it to deck 9 Midship. We are currently on the starboard side. And right over here in the forward funnel is going to be the deck 9 Midship elevator lobby. And you're also going to find this little club here called Edge. Now, Edge is currently closed right now, but I did get an opportunity yesterday to go take a look. It is going to be a youth activities tween club for kids aged between 11 and 14 years old. I'm going to overlay some footage of the Edge right here for you. Welcome back to Edge. It is the final open house of our sailing, so I am going to take advantage of this now to show you the inside of this area because I was not able to do so on the Disney Wonder. So Edge is the tweens youth activity space aboard the Disney Magic. This is designed for tweens aged between 11 and 14 years old. A lot of screens in this room. There's a PlayStation 5 over here, some screens playing Ralph Breaks the Internet right now. You have a Wii in Edge, which is a little bit different from the other clubs. A lot of board games, a lot of crafts. There's a nice big screen right now playing Ralph Breaks the Internet. And in this back corner over here, they do have some portholes here. Looks like some scenes from Finding Nemo are playing, which is pretty neat. They have a foosball table. It's not much, but I'm sure the tweens love it. Alright, now back to the tour of Deck 9. And to wrap things up here on Deck 9, we are going to enter through here the Deck 9 Midship elevator lobby. This is where you're going to find your staircase all the way downstairs to Deck 1. You do have 2 public restrooms available for use down here as well. There's also a staircase here that's going to take you up to Deck 10, which will be the Concierge Lounge, as well as the entrance to Vibe, which is the onboard teen club. So we're making our way up here to Deck 10 forward. This is going to be really the only indoor space on Deck 10 forward you'll find. There is one elevator in the forward elevator bank that'll take you up here. This is where you're going to have the Bibbidi Boppity Boutique, where your young kids can go ahead and get dressed up like their Disney favorite princesses or princes, and on Pirate Night they can get dressed up like a pirate. Here on Deck 10 forward, you can see there is the forward funnel, and right down there is the Quiet Cove adult area. All this white window here, all that you see is going to be the Concierge Lounge. The forward funnel is also home to the Mickey horn. So right over there, you'll see the 7 air horns that play the famous When You Wish Upon a Star tone. Deck 10 does have quite a few lounge chairs available. You can see there's some right over here. You can also get some clean towels right over here and discard of your dirty ones right there as well. Over here is the Wide World of Sports deck. Here you have a half-court basketball, and you can play some other sports. Sometimes they have soccer balls out here. Other times they also have other sporting events. We can make our way out front this way. And unlike the Disney Wonder, the Disney Magic does take their sports deck a little more seriously. You can see here they have table tennis and foosball tables available for anyone to use. And then right outside of this plexiglass here is another walking deck that guests can use to walk all the way out here and enjoy the nice sea breeze and the nice views from the very front of the ship. We are going to continue making our way closer to the aft of the ship here on deck 10, forward starboard side. Alright, so for the rest of this, I'm going to have to record voiceover for, just because the winds in Nassau this day were so terrible, and for that I do apologize. But continuing up on deck 10 over here, you'll notice that Disney Cruise Line utilizes these satellites as covered seating areas, which I think is a fantastic design choice on the Magic and Wonder, and they do something similar to this on the Dream and Fantasy as well. Now, panning over towards the center of the ship here, you'll notice that there's a staircase that will take you down to the Deck 9 forward area and Quiet Cove. And as you see there, there's also a little crossover point, so you can cross over to the port side of the ship. Now we're making some way underneath one of these shaded covered seating areas over here. And behind this white wall is going to be where you find the Concierge Lounge. And then on the other side of this wall here is going to be the exterior entrance to the Concierge Lounge. That door right there is going to be the outside entrance to the Concierge Sun Deck and Lounge. Right here is the forward funnel and the entrance into the midship elevator bank within the forward funnel. You'll notice these wooden boxes on deck. These are going to be clean towel distribution and dirty towel return bins, as well as your trash and recycling bins. And then there is the midship pool area over there. Here is a staircase that you can use to go up and down between the pool deck and deck 10. There's another one on the opposite side. And then this slow opening door right here is going to take you into the midship elevator bank. So the midship elevator bank here on deck 10 is only going to have the centermost of the 2 elevators. If you recall, all of the other elevator banks have 4 elevators to choose from, but only the center 2 make it up to deck 10 in the midship area. This is where you're going to find the entrance to the Concierge Lounge, which unfortunately I don't have access to on this trip, but I will next trip on the Disney Wish. So we'll take a look at that there. Deck 10 midship is also where you're going to find the staircase entrance to Vibe, which is the teen club here on the Disney Magic. Vibe is the youth activity center for teens aged between 14 and 17 years old. There's no open house right now, but we did get a chance to look at an open house earlier today, and I'm going to insert that right here. All right, Vibe open house is open, so we are going to take the stairs up here to deck 11 forward. This is, well, technically this is deck 11 midship, but Vibe is located within the forward funnel. Alright, we're going to walk into Vibe here. Immediately off to the right, there are going to be a couple of older style arcade game machines, including Miss Pac-Man and Galaga, Donkey Kong and Mario Brothers. There are 2 elevators in the midship elevator bank that take you up to the Vibe area. There's Catherine, then in this back room over here with a foosball table, a couple of lounging chairs, and an absolutely massive screen with a Nintendo Switch available. Some Switch controllers are available right there. Here is the main part of the vibe with yet again another one of those absolutely massive screens. Another Nintendo Switch available. These back corners over here, you do have a couple of card games. The Uno, Exploding Kittens. Another Nintendo Switch available on this screen. Oh, there are also some board games down here as well. So you do have Monopoly, Risk, a couple of other games. A PlayStation 5 available on this TV right over here. And the Vine of Disney Magic has a smoothie bar available back here as well. For city areas. And then they do have some little biography cards. Assuming that they are of the youth activities counselors. You do get a nice big view out of the forward funnel on the Disney Magic. The Wonder has part of their concierge out front blocking this view. And then a little sitting nook on this side with some booth seating. And then this was different. There is a little, I think this is like an emergency exit or something. But yeah, vibe is a little bit different here on the Magic than it is on the Wonder. And now we're going to continue on with Deck 10. Continuing on with Deck 10 port side here, as we exit the forward funnel, to the left you're going to find the entrance to the Aquadunk. The Aquadunk is exclusive to the Disney Magic. There is no other Disney Cruise Line ship that has this. It is a drop tube water slide that drops you all the way down from the top of the forward funnel. You can see up here in that black box, that is where you get into the tube, and then the floor will drop out from underneath you, and you slide all the way down the red tube across the edge of the ship deck, making your way into the landing zone right over here on Deck 10 Midship. Now panning over to the left, this right here is going to be the Goofy's Family Pool area that we saw earlier. Right now, playing on the funnel vision, you can see they're playing a Goofy movie. Continuing our way aft, off to the right, you'll notice some more sun loungers. And then there are some more sun loungers and a tiny little deck in front of the aft funnel right over there that also crosses over to the starboard side of the ship. You'll also notice that there's a staircase right here that you can use to walk back down to Deck 9, and there are some public restrooms down there as well. Off to the right, there are more towel distribution bins as well as towel disposal and waste bins. Now panning over to the left here by the aft funnel, you'll find the entrance to the Twist and Spout water slide, which is going to be the family water slide aboard the Disney Magic. You'll see you board right up at the top of the aft funnel just like the Aquadunk, and then you slide down in a little twisty, spouty motion, and it drops you off down on Deck 9 on the port side by the Aqualab. You'll see even the stairs leading up to the entrance do a little twisty motion. As we make our way towards the aft of the ship, right over to the left here, there are going to be some public water fountains available, one with a bottle filling station, and then you can actually cross back over to the starboard side over here. You'll notice that the Disney Magic also has these compasses available, which is like a nice little nautical touch that the Disney Magic and the Disney Wonder both have, something that I really like about the classic ships. There's one over here on the starboard side as well. As we make our way over to Deck 10 starboard aft, to the left you'll see the two funnels. We're going to make our way towards the aftmost sun deck. To the right, immediately there, that door is going to take you to the aft elevator lobby and the entrance to Palo. Now the aftmost sun deck here on deck 10 really does not have a lot going for it. There's no deck loungers, it's really just a plain space used mostly for events and for taking photos. Down here is a staircase that'll take you down to Cabanas. There's another one of these staircases on the port side as well. And that's basically it. That is deck 10 aft. We're gonna make our way inside now to show you the deck 10 aft elevator lobby as well as Palo. Now this is deck 10 aft. Inside here is where we were going to find Palo. They're getting ready for a dinner service right now, so I'm not going to bother them while they prepare for that. You do have restrooms available for Palo right outside over here by the deck 10 aft starboard side door. Again, it sounds like they're doing some construction back here, so apologies for any noise disturbances. The aft elevator shaft on this side here does also have 4 elevator banks to choose from. I do not know what they are doing back there, but it is very loud. And then you do have a staircase to take you downstairs all the way down to Cabanas. So here is the inside of Palo. I want to just thank you to Salvatore, the Palo manager, for allowing me to come in before dinner service here. Palo is a very elegant upscale restaurant. You know, of course, like I said, they serve dinner and they serve brunch on certain sea days here. They do have an open kitchen, so you can see them cooking all of your food here while they prepare for dinner or brunch. And it extends all the way around the backside of the ship. Hi guys. Hello. And then in this back corner here, I didn't get to show this on the Wonder because it was in use at the time. But the Magic and the Wonder have a private dining room in their versions of Palo. You can see they have some tile artwork back here. You can book this private room for up to 14 guests. We were able to do that on our sailing for the Wonder. And you can do that by contacting Shoreside Guest Services. That way, if you miss your booking window for Palo, you can kind of hack the system a little bit. That's what we did. We booked with 14 other guests in a Disney Cruise Line Facebook group. Or if you have a large family, you can ensure that everyone gets to enjoy Palo by booking a private room. So that there is Palo aboard the Disney Magic. So that is our tour of the Disney Magic cruise ship, Disney Cruise Line's original cruising vessel. Compared to the Wonder, there are quite a few differences, especially, you know, relating to the artwork you find around the ship. The Disney Magic is definitely more heavily maritime and nautical themed than the Wonder is. The Wonder is kind of more leaning into the Disneyfication of this their cruise ships. But as you can tell, I am a fan of this nautical maritime theme. So we hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of the Disney Magic. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to Monorail Central for more Disney Cruise Line, more Walt Disney World and Disneyland Disney Vacation Club content, as well as more Walt Disney World Monorail Project content.
Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all real soon.